Hello, Timothy Blaine here. It's 23rd of June. Listen, I thought I bumped into something last night. I thought I'd come in here and try to review something. Mainly because when the Empire started, it was a couple years back, 2 seasons back. I regretted that I never uh, attempted to review that show because it made such an impression on me. And it was the talk of the town. I don't know. I don't know. I loved it for the first um, season and at least 3 quarters. So the last part kind of fell off a little bit for me. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to reboot and it'll be a great show. But that show left a big impression on me, and I really wish I would have. I don't know why my camera's so dark. Well, all right, let me not get distracted. Uh, so so I missed that opportunity. So now Greenleaf is the story is the series I'm going to talk about today. I bumped into it day before yesterday. I saw it on that. I missed one episode, so I said, well, I'll start with the second episode. It's still at the beginning. And I can still kind of get in on the ground level of that. For me, series have to be you have to watch them from the beginning, or they're not worth watching. Really, actually, my preferred way of watching series is to let them play out for a whole season and then just go back through the whole season and watch it in hours, like marathon style. But so I went on there today, and not only was I able to go back and watch episode one on demand, and of course, I watched episode two yesterday. But today, three and four were there. So there's been 4 episodes shown. So it's great. I don't know if they were back, they didn't have them lined up right, or I wasn't working my machine right, or what. But so I got a nice, good taste of this new series on network, Oprah Winfrey Network. So first, I want to say that I think she's stepping up her game quite a bit. Now, as a rule, I'm not really into a lot of Christian television, Christian movies, things with those type of themes because they tend to be a little not well written and trying too hard to deliver a message and sort of boring, really. But this was an exception. So this is a lot better than the Tyler Perry things that they've had on there, which I haven't even been able to make it to a scene of that. And now I watched this show for 4 full episodes in 2 days. So it tells me that this is a lot better show. Oprah is great in her role. I did make a couple of little ditties here. Okay, Oprah is the aunt who is a more of a secular type person. She runs a restaurant bar type deal. She's excellent. She's good in that role. I like to see the sassy Oprah, and she's just a good actress. I mean, if she didn't become so rich, she probably would have been a fantastic actress because she's really very very good as a natural actress. But all right, so the church, big church, Greenleaf and mega church. The scene opens with this one of the prodigal daughter returning home. Her sister has recently committed suicide, so she rejoins the family. Apparently, her and her mother have no relationship whatsoever, but she seems to be a favorite daughter of the father, who is the bishop. Of course, my reaction is like a lot of people. The church seems to go two ways with this church wealth thing, and I tend to be on the side. I'm very critical and very skeptical of these preachers living like kings and queens. I just don't get it. 'Cause but that's just me because I'm not that familiar with the mega church experience. I know that regular churches have to raise money. They have to raise money. They got to pay the bills, pay the lights, pay the water, and all that kind of thing like that. But when you start packing them in by the thousands, and these numbers start going up and up and up, and now there's excess of millions of dollars. Well, what do you do with that money? I know they always tell us we're giving it to God, but unless they're putting the money on a spaceship and somewhere and sending it to God, I imagine that there's a lot of trickle down effect of that. But so the man's very wealthy. They live in a big grand estate. The house is a mansion, but the properties are vast and gorgeous, and a lot of preachers do actually live that way. So I just have to take it to believe that okay, this is not too far off because people do actually live that way. So it is realistic, even though I have no experience with it. So the family is dysfunctional, of course. There are some stereotypes because generally, we watch one of these things. We know the preacher's gonna be a crook. Now, so far, I watched 4 episodes. I cannot tell if this guy is a crook or he's just kind of light with the finances, or he's a good man who just makes a lot of money, who just has a big salary. Uh, it's not clear just yet. Almost clear. I know there's always this thing about bishops and money, preachers and tremendous wealth, and so more will be revealed there. But one of his sons is, I guess, an associate pastor. He's the pastor. He's the associate pastor. This girl, the new girl that comes in, Georgia, she's also trained as a pastor. It's not clear why exactly she left the family. It sounds sort of like she got pregnant by one of the other cast members, and without telling him why she was leaving, she left for that reason. We'll see. Still not clear. So a lot of things are they kind of throw out there. Then they go back into the backstory. But in general, I'd say this is a very well done series. To hold my interest. It's funny because I write about not church necessarily, but about people that got mostly gospel music singers. So I like to write about it, but I don't necessarily like to see it. 'Cause a lot of it is made for television type quality. There are some good ones, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so there's anything else I can. Okay, there's going to be a gay character, obviously. It looks like one of the sons. He's making Google eyes at this white guy who's a youth outreach worker. They're only hinted at it subtly so far, but it looks like he's gay. His wife is another daughter who is a gifted uh, minister of music, but her father has no confidence in her moving past that. She wants to preach. It's obvious very early on that he's not going to allow that to happen. He doesn't feel she has any talent, so he has favorites, and she ain't it. All right, so Jacob's okay. So Jacob's wife, and this is the only character I had a problem with, because I just think she just came on too strong. The This is the girl with the short hair. Jacob is the other son, another son. So let me see. He's got one. So far, I can see one son and 2 daughters that I can identify so far. And so the story with him is he's probably the next in line. He's a gifted preacher, but they're suggesting he's maybe kind of not what his father is. He's more of a pastor's assistant, and so he has a lot more. The father has a lot more confidence in the daughter being his successor than that particular son. But his issue is he's having an affair with this white lady. But that wife of his, I know the character. I mean, they're not totally stereotypical, but she's a very bossy, controlling woman, and she's not very nice to this new the daughter's returned home at all, Georgia, because basically she's protecting his position in the church. But her character is just over the top for me. I mean, she's always angry, always dogging him, always. It's too much. They need to tone her down a little bit. All the other characters so far, Oprah has given them, or whoever the writers and producers are giving them. So they're not making them uh, characters. In other words, the preacher, he's not going to be all evil or all good. And the same with the other characters. They have like the young girl. She's a nice girl, but she's starting to get in trouble with drugs already, kind of thing. So they all have things that are good and bad about them. But that woman, so far, there's nothing good about her. Only sympathy you can have for her is that her husband is cheating on her, and they're basically staying together for the sake of the children. But anyway, so I'm going to try to get into this series, but I have to say that I am impressed because it did help my interest. I've been dying for a series since The Sopranos went off the air. The Sopranos, I've watched every episode 30 times. And I've been waiting since then to say what series is going to capture my and hold my interest like that, or I'm just drawn into the characters to the point where they become people. And that was the last one to do it. Uh, uh, Empire, it's good. I liked it. I liked a lot of things about it. I think maybe some of the last episodes were kind of rushed, but and I hope that Danny Strong and Lee Daniels don't allow that to get away from them, where they kind of hiring more and more writers and getting away from the original genius of series, because it's a great series. So I just got a little bit on here on the let me see. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So I'm in it. So if the story progresses, maybe I'll stop by every once in a while and kind of give you my opinion on how the stories are progressing. Have a good day, guys.